Welcome back to Dream F1, and once again there are some big news topics regarding next season. Next year we'll see new technical regulations introduced which will change the appearance of the cars and also their on-track behavior. A much more aggressive design with improved airflows should ensure better drivability and with it better on-track action. But this is not the only rule change that lies ahead, as also the sporting regulations are about to see a major rule change. And you can have your say in this matter. There are three major changes on offer. The first one is a change in the point system, with points being awarded all the way down to last in descending order. Another proposed rule change is the reintroduction of refueling being allowed during the race, and last but not least, one proposal is getting rid of the mandatory pit stop rule. You can decide now on these proposals by heading to the community tab on this channel and leaving your vote in the latest poll there. The proposal with the most votes ultimately wins and will come into effect next season. Our second big news story today is of course concerning the title fight. Carlos Sainz lost 15 points of his championship lead in the last race, but he still has the opportunity to clinch the championship here today. In order to do so, he has to be at least 53 points ahead of both Verstappen and Russell after this race. It may not be the most likely scenario, but finishing ahead of these two will make a proper challenge from them in the last remaining races all the more unlikely. Last but not least, we have a lineup confirmation for next season with Porsche sticking with Vettel and Hülkenberg. This comes as no surprise, as Porsche in only their second season became a regular challenger for podium spots this season, with even Nico Hülkenberg finally breaking his non-podium curse last race in Portugal. The team is hoping to go one better next year and finally win their first Dream F1 Grand Prix. On to the Junior Series. The Formula 3 Open World Series is finally back after a longer break, supporting this week's Japanese Grand Prix. There, it was a good start for Liam Lawson from third, who immediately attacked his compatriot and pole sitter Callum Hedge through the S's. Hedge finally managed to stay ahead of his teammate. Lawson was not giving up in the slightest, going side by side through 130R with his teammate, a battle that went on towards the start-finish straight where Kushmaini saw his chance to take the lead as well. Lawson came out on top in that thrilling three-way battle for now. That awesome tussle for the win went on even to the final lap, where Hedge into 130R pulled off a brave move that ultimately won him the race. With Ivasa coming home only fourth, Callum Hedge is now our new Formula 3 Open World Series Championship leader. Back to Dream F1 as we return to Japan for round 14 of the Dream F1 2023 Championship. It is the only race on the Asian continent, but it is taking place at one of the most iconic Grand Prix venues. The Suzuka circuit in the Mie Prefecture had its fair share of legendary F1 moments, including many title deciders, most famously the 1989 and 1990 championships, with Prost and Senna colliding on both occasions, but this track also saw the first championship for Michael Schumacher in red in the year 2000. Today could be another addition to the illustrious list of title deciders in Suzuka. And this is the starting grid. George Russell took pole position ahead of Charles Leclerc and our title favorite Carlos Sainz, who is ahead of his main rival Max Verstappen, who is starting from 4th. A good qualifying performance once again by Mick Schumacher, who starts from 10th, and Alex Albon also strong qualifying lap yesterday. I didn't really get a good lap together yesterday, so I'm starting only from P17 with 134.232. And with that, it is time to start the Japanese Grand Prix. Okay, here we are, Japanese Grand Prix, Suzuka, the low point of our season last year. Now the situation could not be better. And also last year it rained. This is not an issue here today. Everything looking peachy. No chaos at the start so far, going through the S's for the first time. Ooh, everybody is single file, and I just found out the reason why they are. Because going offline there Didn't really work, did it? Okay. Now let's find a rhythm. And yeah, don't expect too much talking from me. Ooh, because we really have to focus on this track as we kinda force our way through against Bottas, but I didn't expect them to go so slow through the hairpin. Now towards Spoon we go. And this is one of the coolest corners on the calendar. 130R, look at that. Flat out. Really on the edge. Oh my word. How slow are you? Oh damn. Yeah, at least you get that right. Unlike I did there. And that's Bottas back through. Damn it. Let's try and get back at Bottas. Good exit out of Spoon. Ooh. We went for a gap that was slightly closing. We are through. And now careful here. Okay, we did it. Past Bottas. And let's try and see if we can get close to the two Alpines ahead of us. Coolant leak? Oh, damn it. Oh, it's only lap 4! Why is that happening? Now what do I do? That usually means our car will be overheating. I can of course go into the pit lane and see if they can fix it. But that would mean a super long pit stop and probably a 2-stop. Okay, so then well, I have no clue if this will fix anything. But usually that always resulted in a DNF when that happened to me. So I will come in. Yeah, there it is. Turbo failing. Turbo. Ah, damn. We have DRS. Oh, great. Fantastic. I'm stopping in the pit lane. Well, we had a terrific run. Well, not in this race, of course, but in the last races. But that is absolutely it now. We are out of the Japanese Grand Prix after just 4 laps. Oh, that is bad. That is really, really bad. So, like last year, but this time, through no fault of our own, yeah, we have to watch from the sidelines. Ah, damn it. I thought we could make it. Go into the pits early, do that immediately, see if they can just fix that leak or something. I don't know how long this would have taken, but ah, damn it. Yeah, well, now we're once again forced to watch this race from the sidelines. And George Russell is leading this one, And most importantly, Max Verstappen, who started behind Carlos Sainz, has already passed Sainz. Or is ahead of Sainz? I don't remember how they started, which order. But I thought I remembered Sainz to see Sainz in third on the timing table. But anyways, Max Verstappen is ahead of Sainz, and this is crucial for the championship. Of course, Sainz would really need to outscore him by a big amount today to really seal the title here. But for Verstappen to realistically have a chance to fight Sainz to the end of the season, he really needs to finish ahead of him and get points away from Sainz's lead, eat into that gap. And right now, he would be doing that. I mean, not by much. This would be 3 points that he's gaining. Well, it could be 2 or 5, depending on, yeah, who scores the fastest lap. But, yeah, this will probably be the main thing to watch this race. George Russell's already 2.5 seconds ahead of Charles Leclerc. And, oh, this is also something that we need to watch. Mick is in the point, so he at least could save something here for STV Racing. Oh no, and just as I watch him, there goes, almost goes, Oscar Piastri. But Mick stays ahead for the moment. Oh, Sainz passing Verstappen. He did it into turn 1. Oh, damn it, we missed it. Watching Mick, who is also getting passed by Alex Palou, and there is Perez as well trying to make his way through. Oh, but Mick almost pushes Perez on the grass. So, I think we've plenty to watch here in this race, even though we're already out of it. And this here, as I said, this is the main battle. This is what we want to see. Carlos Sainz against Max Verstappen. Russell, don't forget him. He also has mathematical chances to win the championship, but yeah, they are pretty dim, these chances, I think. He really needs to outscore Sainz by much, and there goes Max Verstappen once again towards 130R. Oh, side by side they go through there. Sainz holds on to it. Spectacular battle that they are having, and I think we can look forward to this throughout this whole Grand Prix. And now I suppose Max Verstappen might already move back into third. There he goes, rear wing is open, he has the DRS and he passes Carlos Sainz into turn 1. And yeah, I think this is now the sort of back and forth that we had with Oscar Piastri at the Italian Grand Prix. Alex Albon, in the meantime, is the first car that came into the pit lane. Now, from here, it was a pretty unspectacular back and forth between Sainz and Verstappen, who simply overtook each other on the main straight using DRS again and again. So, we skip ahead to the first pit stops. Charles Leclerc is in the pit lane. Sainz passing Verstappen again, but this is interesting. This is quite early, lap 11. No, it really is not. It really is not early, because this is a 26 lap race. So it's almost the halfway point. So we can expect the others to do something as well. Let's first see where Charles Leclerc comes out. Ooh, in a bit of traffic, but depending on how easily he can clear that, George Russell is in undercut territory, and this is of course also an interesting aspect in the title fight. Charles Leclerc is out of it already mathematically, so he could now of course support Sainz by cutting off the loose strings. to say some mafia lingo, because he could now try and undercut Russell so that he does not win this race and can't really gain much on Sainz in the championship. So, Ferrari really trying to play 4D chess here. Don't know if they're really the right ones to play 4D chess. He's behind Drugovich, is Charles Leclerc now. Well, this is not the worst spot to catch him, because either now or at least on the start-finish straight he will have a great opportunity to get past that Aston Martin. I think he might already do it here, though it probably is smarter to do it on the pit straight, since, yeah, otherwise he would be vulnerable for a counter-attack from Drugovich. Shouldn't be a big of an issue. There is Charles Leclerc, DRS open. Towards turn 1 they go. Palou in the meantime has been to the pit lane. And there goes Leclerc past Drugovich. And now the next car is Kevin Magnussen up the road. Oh, taking a bit of grass with him there is Charles Leclerc. But yeah, he is catching Magnussen at the far worst point on the track. There goes Charles, trying to move past Magnussen. Norris in the pits. Yeah, and once again, he stays behind, waits for the right moment in time, but the gap to the very front is increasing. He's losing time there behind Kevin Magnussen. And even if he passes Magnussen now, then there will be the next car in the form of Valtteri Bottas. There he goes now past Magnussen. Now in the meantime, let's return to this battle and see if anyone is stopping. We are on lap 13 and just on cue, Carlos Sainz coming into the pit lane. And this is interesting. We've seen overtaking is not at all an issue here. So, there are options available to anyone. Carlos Sainz chooses to pit on the halfway point of this race. Now this will also be interesting to see where is Charles Leclerc, because Sainz might have even jumped him, which means staying out longer could be the viable strategy. There is Charles Leclerc, and where is Sainz? There is Sainz! Oh, they're really close together, much closer than they were ahead of the pit stops. Oh. Ferrari could be in a bit of an issue here, because now they're both losing time behind Valtteri Bottas, while Max Verstappen can continue in clear air. And they will be catching Bottas. No, not really at a part of track where they can overtake him. I mean, this might of course now also be a situation where you would apply team orders, but that is not really a thing in Automobilista 2, so they will fight each other as they will fight anyone else, even though Charles is out of the championship and Carlos is very much in it, and Ferrari might have given Carlos Sainz a lot of work to do here. Let's watch what Max is doing. He stayed out for another lap. Of course, you would do that with Sainz and Leclerc presumably stuck, because he might even jump Leclerc here. Now back to the battle of Bottas versus the Ferraris. Oh my, Charles is not really close to Valtteri. That won't be enough. They'll be stuck for yet another lap. There goes Leclerc into Spoon. Very unusual spot. Oh, and this is getting interesting. George Russell is in the pit lane. Max Verstappen staying out another lap. Still sensible, because Leclerc and Sainz are still losing time. Now this is going to be very interesting. Russell is leaving the pit lane. Now where is Leclerc? Just coming around 130R. I think Russell might even have increased his lead massively there. Mick Schumacher now also in the pits. There goes Charles Leclerc, because Bottas is going into the pits as well. And Russell, wow, he is out. He is out. Not out of the race, but out of the pit lane. Ahead of Piastri. Oh, that is just brilliant. That worked a charm for George Russell. And now this should be the cue for Red Bull to put Max Verstappen in the pits now. Charles Leclerc is released now, so they should really call Max in, because then he would have jumped both Ferraris and he would probably even have a gap to them and could go on to attack George Russell maybe even. So let's see what the decision is from Red Bull Racing. Do they call him in? They don't. Okay. Interesting. Lewis Hamilton in the meantime. He's also staying out. Oh, are they waiting on Russell? Because Russell's now losing time behind Ocon. So, what's the decision? Around the Casios triangle he comes and he's going in. Oh, okay, this is going to be interesting. This could be very close indeed with Charles Leclerc, because the gap is around 30 seconds, which I think is around the time that they need to go in, change tires, go out and continue. It's a good pit stop. There goes Max Verstappen. Now where is Charles Leclerc? Let's look at this. Charles is just coming around the Calcio triangle. Verstappen is about to leave the pit lane. Where is Max? Still ahead of George. Oh, this is going to be close. There is Max. There is Max. He is ahead. Charles Leclerc is ahead of Max Verstappen, but Carlos Sainz, crucially, is behind the Dutchman. Oh, that was that lap too long. They could have had Charles Leclerc. That was a bit too long, my friends. But still they are ahead of Sainz, and this is not over yet. Max Verstappen now, of course, has the freshest tires also of those three. And who knows, they're just 5 seconds behind George Russell. In the meantime, passed Oscar No, he was ahead of Piastri all the time, right? He's now stuck behind Ocon. This is the issue. But this title fight, just as Carlos Sainz was on a roll, it might just get a bit more spicy towards the end, because Verstappen winning in Portugal and Sainz only finishing 5th was good for the championship fight. And now this here could make it even a little better. And don't forget, as almost always, when we retire, George Russell is on course to win this one. So it could still be a 3-way title fight, 3 different teams into the last 2 races. Ocon now into the pits, which releases Russell. Verstappen not quite in the DRS window of Leclerc right now. We will watch this with great interest for the last 7 laps. Hamilton in the pits, this could also get interesting. It was just a second behind Max. Though Max should not have any issue with traffic right now. Hülkenberg in the pits. This is all not that interesting for the race. I think Hamilton should easily come out behind them. Oh, Hamilton might even split Verstappen and Sainz. Hang on. Where is Lewis? That's Lewis there. Oh! Okay, that is just the Automobilista ghosting thing. Maybe at the time you watch this, this is fixed. It is all pre-recorded ahead of Razer Studios releasing the new Formula Ultimate Gen 2 car, which means I'm sitting here. Tomorrow's Easter Sunday, so while you watch this, dreading winter, I'm sitting here awaiting spring. Yeah, so this ghosting thing is still there, but this is not the topic, the ghosting thing, because now something very, very, very interesting has happened. Lewis Hamilton split Verstappen and Sainz, the two main championship rivals. Of course, this also helps his teammate George Russell to gain more points on Sainz. And he could even help Russell a bit further by also stealing a few points from Mr. Verstappen, who's just ahead of him. Oh, that is an old rivalry getting back on track here. Max Verstappen should now be close enough to Charles Leclerc to have DRS this time around, but Lewis Hamilton, on the freshest tires of all of them, is all over the back of Max Verstappen. What a race this is! Maybe we should retire more often right at the beginning. And there it is. DRS for Verstappen as well, which is all so important. Drugovich in the pits. I'm afraid Mick and the points, this won't work today. He is in 14th, will become 13th when Drugovich comes out of the pits. But then, well, he might have a chance to pass Alex Albon, but yeah, that will be it then. 12 is the best that is possible probably for Mick this race. And look at that, Lewis almost pushing Max through the hairpin. Interestingly, that second stint is not a strong one from Max Verstappen. He is not that quick. I thought he might easily be able to pass Charles on those fresh tires. There still is Oscar Piastri out there. Oh, Lewis had a little look down to 130R. Does Charles have DRS from Piastri? I think he should have. Okay, Piastri is in the pits now. That helps Charles Leclerc. At least it does this lap. It won't help him next lap. Because then is Max Verstappen time. Maybe he's also saving it. Carlos Sainz, I think, is out of this battle. He is not gaining on them. He's back into 5th. As it stands right now, Verstappen would be gaining 5 points on Sainz. He could easily make that 8. If he passes Charles Leclerc, stays ahead of him, and finishes 2nd. George Russell, he is going to gain 15 points. This is, of course, we all don't know who has the fastest lap, and I don't think we can see that on this screen. We have to see it in the final results, because this will be an extra point. And as it stands now, every point counts, as Sainz is having a bit of a, yeah, bit of a, yeah, not so strong part of the season here. Look at that, almost going 3 wide towards 130R. And now, this will be interesting. Now it seems like Verstappen also is on the push right now. There they are, going through the final corner. DRS is open. Max Verstappen will now, for the first time, attack Charles Leclerc. There they go. Lewis Hamilton is in there as well. Lewis Hamilton also pushes past Charles Leclerc. He tries to even go with Verstappen and move past him. And now this will be interesting. What can Verstappen and Hamilton do on their fresher tires compared to Charles Leclerc? Right now it looks like Charles Leclerc is already dropping behind a little bit. But he will try everything in his power to stay in that DRS window, because this will be so crucial on the main straight. We are in lap 23. 3.5 laps to go, that means. And Lewis Hamilton, he is pushing relentlessly. He is trying to get past that Red Bull, and they are gaining on Charles Leclerc. Leclerc is now almost, well, he is out of that 1 second gap. And Hamilton versus Verstappen it is. It's for P2. I wonder how hard Verstappen will be fighting Hamilton. These 3 points could be crucial. That is the difference between P2 and P3. But Hamilton has nothing to do with the championship anymore. He's also out of it. So, is it really worth risking everything for these 3 points? Well, we will see. He is not really getting out of the way. But now this is, of course, also interesting. Let's see if Hamilton can get away from Verstappen. He looked like he could go a lot quicker than Max at the beginning of this stint, but maybe he has already overdone it. So, are we back to the situation that we saw ahead of the pit stops between Verstappen and Sainz when they were just trading places back and forth? Well, we're about to find out. Fastest lap, Lewis Hamilton. There we have it. So, that extra point would right now go to Lewis. And it looks like we are back to that DRS back and forth. We are starting lap 25. And Max Verstappen is about to retake second from Lewis Hamilton. But let's think ahead. Entering lap 25, Verstappen is ahead. Entering lap 26 and the final lap, Lewis Hamilton will be ahead. So, it is all down. Max Verstappen will then have DRS coming out of the final corner on the final lap, if that continues as it did before. So, it is all down to whether Max can pass Lewis ahead of the finish line, if the pattern continues that we have seen before. And I doubt he will be able to do that. So, bold prediction here. Lewis Hamilton will finish this race in second, based on what we have seen. Well, I'm also happy to be surprised. Let's see if Max Verstappen has any way on breaking that back and forth. He could, of course, now let Lewis by. He does not do that. Of course he does not do that. He's Max Verstappen. And now George Russell is entering the final lap. He should be any moment now. And there go Verstappen and Hamilton. There goes Lewis, but did you see where the point was, where he actually got ahead? That was far, far behind the finish line, which means Max Verstappen will have a super hard job to do. I'm trying to get back into seconds. As it stands, it looks like this will be a Mercedes 1-2. Now, usually we should go to George Russell and watch him going across the line, but this battle here, this is so interesting, and there is so much to play for here. Lewis Hamilton should still have the fastest lap. There was no update. Fastest sector belongs to Max in the meantime. But what will Max do? They're approaching 130R. I know what we will do. We will see if he tries anything into 130R. We will, of course, watch the replay if we miss anything. Nope, he's not trying anything. Let's see if he does anything into the Casio triangle. He does not, so we switch to George Russell, who comes around the final corner, who wins the Japanese Grand Prix and stays probably in the championship fight. We'll need to do the math. And there is Lewis Hamilton, who finishes second. Max Verstappen just did not make it. There he passes him, but that is too late. It is too late. Still, he finishes 2 places ahead of Carlos Sainz, gaining 5 points on the championship leader. George Russell, on the other hand, will be gaining 10 points on the championship leader. Well, Mick finished in 12th, just behind Alex Albon. But yeah, come on, we'll go through the results. And of course, which is much more interesting, the standings right now. And here they are now, the official race results of the Japanese Grand Prix. It is a Mercedes 1-2 with Russell winning ahead of Hamilton, which keeps Russell in the title fight. Hamilton set the fastest lap, so the extra point goes to Lewis. Sainz only coming home in 5th, we saw that live. Tough luck for Alex Albon and Mick Schumacher, they both finished just outside the points in 11th and 12th. Everyone finished on the lead lap and we remain the only DNF of that race. But these are the big news here today. Sainz is still in the championship lead ahead of Max Verstappen. And Sainz, therefore, next round only needs to finish ahead of Max Verstappen to clinch the championship in Argentina. George Russell, well, he still has mathematical chances, but it is pretty unlikely that he will be able to put up a proper fight for the title in the remaining races. Hamilton and Leclerc having quite the interesting battle for P4. And then on the second page, the usual suspects still without points, and it is becoming more and more unlikely that they will score a single point at all this season. In the Constructors' Championship, nothing is decided yet, but Ferrari still has a comfortable lead ahead of Mercedes, despite them finishing 1-2 here in Japan. Red Bull Racing a distant third, and then between Porsche and McLaren, pretty much the fight of the season. Porsche is starting to slightly get the edge over McLaren as they are now 30 points ahead of the British outfit. Well, and that has been it for round 14 of our Dream F1 Season 2 Championship. Next time, we will return to Argentina at Termas de Rio Hondo, and this might be the title decider. As I said, all Sainz needs to do is outscore Max Verstappen that race, and he will receive the championship there and then. But that also means Verstappen still has all the chances to get that championship away from the Ferrari driver. Subscribe to not miss anything that is going on this channel, leave a like if you did enjoy this video, and I hope to see you all the next time. Until then, goodbye.